What's going on, my fellow wealth creators? Matty Guys here. In this video, I want to share some of the best books that I have read about the infinite banking concept over the past year and a half, particularly how the strategy works, how the tool works that we use to implement infinite banking, which is dividend paying life insurance and all the benefits that we get from it. But also a third aspect too is the mindset and paradigm shift around money. That's been probably the most beneficial part of this journey so far. Obviously, infinite banking, really, really powerful strategy. It's made a huge difference in my life, members of my family's lives so far as well. But the mindset shift that I've had about how I think about money now and having it like it's just the complete opposite of what I was taught my entire life, what we're taught for most of our lives by mainstream financial media that oftentimes does not have our best interest in mind. So, not saying that everything the mainstream financial media says is bad, like maxing out your 401k and tax qualified plans and relying on the stock market to build wealth for you and stuff. I mean, that can work for some people, I guess. But what if there was a better way? Would you want to know about it? What if the alternative could help you reach your financial goals so much faster? Would you want to know about it? I would think so, right? But you don't know that exists unless you start to research it, unless you start to educate yourself. That's what I'm a huge advocate for on this channel. Whether you do infinite banking or not, doesn't really matter to me. I want you to do whatever's best for you. But you don't really know that until you know what all of your options are and you've done your research on those different options. You've weighed the pros and cons of each, and then you can, at that point, you can make an informed decision about which strategy, which financial product is going to be best for you. And for me, infinite banking was a no-brainer. Dividend paying life insurance, absolute no-brainer. It made total sense for my specific situation, my goals, etc. And I think it's a really, really powerful strategy for accelerating the wealth building process in your lives. You have to understand how it works. So the books I'm going to share with you kind of cover the three core aspects, in my opinion, around the infinite banking concept, and that's the strategy itself, how infinite banking works. And then number two is the tool that we use to implement infinite banking, which is dividend paying life insurance, not IULs, index universal life. I'll mention that a little bit later regarding one of the books here. But number three, though, the third aspect is the mindset shift, having these paradigm shifts around money. I mean, the way I think about money now is totally different than what it was just a year and a half ago. And it's because of books like this, of course, YouTube videos and stuff like that. But these books were a crucial part of my journey. So I hope it helps you as well. I will link all of these books down below. They're my Amazon affiliate links. If you want to go through them and support the channel, I would appreciate it. But it takes you directly to the book. So it just makes it easier for you. And yeah, let's get into it. So best books for infinite banking. This is my own personal millennial wealth creators reading list for infinite banking. Definitely recommend all of these. Obviously, the first one's going to be Becoming Your Own Banker by Nelson Nash, the founder of the infinite banking concept, who I am eternally grateful for because, like I said, this strategy has been an absolute game changer in my life, for members of my family as well. I've made a few videos about this on my channel where I've consolidated my mother's credit card debt. I'm about to do the same thing for my father as well. I've used my policy to purchase my vehicle, which eliminated a massive amount of opportunity cost. I'm using it for private lending. Like all these benefits I'm getting from it, it's just absolutely incredible. So this is like the foundation. This is if there's one book you have to read, it's obviously going to be Becoming Your Own Banker by Nelson Nash. He has a couple of others too, but this is the core one. The next one, Bank on Yourself Revolution. I'm actually reading this right now, and I wish I found this earlier. I'm telling you guys, so Bank on Yourself Revolution by Pamela Yellen. This is probably the best book about infinite banking that I've come across so far. It's just incredible. She gives a lot of examples too of real life clients using the policy. So a lot of different ways that it can be used. But obviously, all the benefits. There's a lot of pushback against mainstream financial media as well, which I always appreciate. But just it's a really great book for questioning questioning a lot of things that we're taught, particularly around dividend paying life insurance as well. But just an absolutely phenomenal book for the infinite banking concept. Absolutely love it. The next one, How Privatized Banking Really Works, Integrating Austrian Economics with the Infinite Banking Concept by L. Carlos Lara and Robert P. Murphy. So I believe they were they're members of the Nelson Nash Institute. I believe they were co-founders as well. I'm not 100% sure on that. You can fact check me down below in the comment section. But this book was really good because so I kind of thought about this as almost like a condensed version of the Creature from Jekyll Island or the Pirates of Manhattan, where it gives you a really good foundation about Wall Street, the Federal Reserve System, banking in general, and just how that system is really set up and designed to extract as much wealth from us as possible, and how we can push back against that and protect ourselves from it using the infinite banking concept. So this was I think really important to understand for understanding the history of the current monetary system that we're in and why it's really beneficial from us from a standpoint of protecting ourselves from that system to implement something like infinite banking. So this one was really good. All right, next, Cashflow Hacking by one of my first mentors in this journey, Chris Kirkpatrick. This is a gentleman that saved me from index universal life insurance, which I'm eternally grateful for because I can't stand that thing. And it's just because it's so misrepresented, it's so overhyped, and I almost purchased an IUL without really knowing how it worked, because most of the content that we hear about it is all these amazing benefits that you get, but you rarely ever hear the downside and the risks involved. And once I learned that, I wanted nothing to do with it. But in this particular book, he's talking about how he uses his dividend paying whole life insurance policies to build and protect wealth. And so I found it to be a really helpful foundational book as well. So Cashflow Hacking by Chris Kirkpatrick, definitely recommend it. Next, we have The And Asset by Caleb Gillies, I believe is how you pronounce it. This was really good for understanding a lot more of the benefits of dividend paying whole life insurance, not just for the infinite banking concept. I don't like this book isn't really about the infinite banking concept strategy. This is more, at least what I got from it, was more about how the tool works, dividend paying whole life insurance and all the benefits that we get. And the fact that we're able to tap into the cash value, borrow against our policy to take care of emergencies, build wealth, etc. It makes it this and asset where we don't have to choose whether or not we save for this or invest in that. Well, we could actually do both. We don't have to choose either or. The dividend paying whole life insurance is an and asset that allows us to do a lot more. So I found this to be very helpful from the standpoint of understanding all of the benefits that you get from the tool that we use for the infinite banking concept. All right. Books 5 and 6. I put these together because they're both by Mr. Garrett Gunderson, an absolutely fantastic writer. Killing us. So 2 books here: Killing Sacred Cows and What Would the Rockefellers Do? So Killing Sacred Cows, I don't think I've ever taken so many notes from reading a book in my entire life. I think I took up like half a notebook just writing notes from this book. He is a phenomenal writer. He gives really good examples and analogies to describe, to really get us to understand the flaws behind a lot of the conventional financial wisdom that is kind of shoved down our throats. And this is where, like this book, I really had a lot of those light bulb moments, a lot of those paradigm shifts around how I think about money, especially when it comes to what we're taught pretty much our entire lives. So Killing Sacred Cows, it's not about actually killing cows. He tells you exactly what the definition is, like I think on the first page. But yeah, it's just a big challenge to conventional financial wisdom. What would the Rockefellers do? Takes it a step further, implementing things or utilizing things like dividend paying whole life insurance to pass on these massive legacies and using trusts and all that stuff. It was really good. All right, next, Permission to Spend. I really enjoyed this one. This was by Tom Wall. Again, not specifically about infinite banking, but this started to help me understand the benefits of dividend paying whole life insurance during retirement and how it can be a very beneficial asset in retirement. So oftentimes, I mean, we're taught to buy term and invest the difference. So when we buy that term and it expires at 60, 65, whatever, because now it's so expensive, we're supposed to be self-insured. But that whole concept falls flat on its face when you start to read books like this, because the whole life policy can actually be a major asset and help you, or give you permission to, it's the exact title of the book, give you permission to spend more of your assets comfortably and safely, because you have this other asset over here that's going to restore that portfolio and be passed on to your spouse when you pass away, your beneficiaries, your charity, etc. And not to mention, it's a fantastic volatility buffer, right? It could provide supplemental retirement income and gives us those chronic critical terminal illness riders, et cetera. So this was a really powerful book for me for understanding the benefit of permanent whole life insurance in retirement. So major paradigm shift when it comes to actual retirement planning. This one I really enjoyed, Infinite Banking for Real Estate Investors by David Bedford, I believe is how you pronounce it. So this one I really liked it. I read it in like an hour. It's only like 75 pages. It's a pretty small book too. And it gets right to the point about how infinite banking can work specifically in real estate. Obviously, we're not limited to using this for just real estate, but it is a really powerful strategy for real estate investors. And I'm not doing real estate the way he was talking about in the book just yet. I'm doing private money lending, but that is a form of real estate investing. So infinite banking, really powerful for real estate investors. So if you are in real estate, I would absolutely recommend this book. But also just a really good book in general that gets right to the point about how infinite banking works. All right. Book number 9, Busting the Life Insurance Lies. I really, really like this book. This was by Kim Butler and Jack Burns. And this one was really good for like pushing back on some of the or just like rebutting some of the pushback against dividend paying whole life insurance that were taught by mainstream financial media. People like Dave Ramsey, Susie Orman, talking about how horrible whole life insurance is. Like this was a really good book for understanding how dividend paying whole life insurance actually works. And again, it was a really good mindset book too, because you hear a lot of arguments against whole life insurance that once you read a book like this and you start to think about these things critically, do your own research, a lot of those things don't make sense. You know, the fact, the idea of borrowing or paying interest to borrow your own money, or the life insurance company steals your cash value when you pass away. You know, just things like that, or whole life insurance gets a terrible rate of return. Like when you hear stuff like that, and you read a book like this, like no, none of that is true, and a lot of that is just to push the buy term and invest the difference narrative. Now, if buy term and invest the difference is for you, that's fine, but reading a book like this, I think, is really good because it really helps you weigh your options, the pros and cons of these different things. And it gives you the truth about how this amazing tool actually works and all the benefits that we get. So I highly recommend it. And then finally, book number 10 is going to be my book. I'm working on it right now. I don't really know what it's going to be called yet. It's going to be just talking about my infinite banking journey. So if you want to get on a wait list for that or whatever, I'll have some links down below. You can request my free Infinite Banking Masterclass, get on my newsletter, and I will let you know when it's written. But it will be by yours truly, Matt Twishel here. So if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever, now you have my name. Anyways, I don't know when my book's going to be coming out, but I am working on it right now. It's a lot of fun, and it's just me sharing my journey with the infinite banking concept and all of the positive impact that it's made in my life so far. So obviously, that's been so beneficial for me. I want to share that with the world. I want to let people know that this incredibly powerful strategy exists, so that you can at least explore it. Maybe it's not right for you right now, and that's totally fine. But if you never know about it, you know, right? So it's just going to be me sharing my journey. So if you want to get notified when that is available, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and get on my list down below. So that's my reading list for now. I think that's plenty to get started with. I hope that was helpful, guys. If you have a personal favorite that you have read that was not on this list, I would love for you to share it, because I love reading. I love reading about this stuff. So drop that down in the comment section below if you have a favorite infinite banking book. So anyways, I hope you guys are crushing it, and I will talk to you in the next one. To your success. Adios is out.